Imagine walking along a sunny beach in Australia, barefoot enjoying the waves lapping at your toes. You see a tiny creature barely the size of a golf ball sitting in a shallow tide pool. It's cute, almost toy-like, with little blue rings that flash like neon signs. You think, wow, nature is beautiful. I should pick it up for a selfie. Well, congratulations, because if you actually did that, you might have just picked up one of the most venomous creatures on planet Earth, the blue-ringed octopus. This little ocean alien carries enough venom to kill 26 fully grown adult humans in just a few minutes. 26. And the wild part? You might not even realize it bit you until it's already too late. Today we're diving deep into the world of the blue-ringed octopus. How venomous is it, really? How does such a tiny animal wield such terrifying power? Why don't we have an antivenom yet? And most importantly, how do you avoid becoming an unfortunate headline in Australia's newspapers? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why the blue-ringed octopus is one of nature's deadliest paradoxes. Small, beautiful, and lethal beyond belief. So let's start with the basics. The blue-ringed octopus belongs to a group of species under the genus Papiloclena. There are actually a few different species: the greater blue-ringed octopus, the southern blue-ringed octopus, and the lesser blue-ringed octopus, among others. They're mostly found in shallow reefs and tide pools around Australia, the Philippines, Indonesia, and parts of the western Pacific Ocean. And here's the thing, they don't get bigger than about 12 to 20 centimeters when their arms are extended. That's about the length of your hand. Some are as small as a golf ball. That's it. Something you could mistake for a sea toy can actually be packing a chemical weapon that puts rattlesnakes, cobras, and even box jellyfish to shame. Now, what makes them so dangerous? It all comes down to their venom. The blue-ringed octopus produces a cocktail of toxins, but the star of the show is Tetrodotoxin, or TTX for short. You might have heard of this one before because it's the same toxin found in pufferfish. Tetrodotoxin is no joke. It's about 1,200 times more toxic than cyanide. Let me repeat that, 1,200 times stronger than cyanide. And the blue-ringed octopus carries enough of it in its tiny body to kill more than 24 people. Here's how tetrodotoxin works. Normally your nerves send signals to your muscles using little sodium channels. These channels are like doors that open and close to let signals pass along your nerves. Tetrodotoxin comes in, slams those doors shut, and throws away the key. That means your nerves can't talk to your muscles anymore. So first you get numbness, then muscle paralysis, and if the toxin reaches your diaphragm and lungs, you stop breathing. Victims who are bitten often collapse within minutes, not from pain but from the silent suffocation that follows when the body simply can't move air anymore. And here's the terrifying part, the bite of a blue-ringed octopus is tiny and often painless. Sometimes people don't even know they've been bitten. They'll see the octopus crawl away and think, oh, I'm fine, it didn't hurt. But 10 minutes later, they start feeling dizzy. Their lips go numb, their body gets weak, and suddenly they're struggling to breathe. By the time they realize it's serious, they're already in critical condition. Now before you panic and swear off the ocean forever, here's some perspective. Despite their lethal venom, blue-ringed octopuses are not aggressive animals. They don't chase humans around like some marine horror movie. They're actually very shy and would rather hide under rocks or in crevices than deal with us. Most bites happen because people handle them, usually tourists who see those bright, glowing rings and think, cool, Instagram moment. Those glowing blue rings, by the way, are a warning sign. Normally the octopus is a dull brownish or yellow color, blending into the sand or coral. But when it feels threatened, those electric blue rings flash all over its body like a strobe light, basically screaming, back off or else. If you see those rings glowing, it's nature's way of saying, don't touch me if you want to live. But let's circle back to just how venomous these creatures are. Scientists estimate that a single blue-ringed octopus carries about 1 milligram of tetrodotoxin, enough to kill 26 humans. And here's the kicker. There's no known antivenom, none, zip zilch. So if you're unlucky enough to get bitten, what happens next? Well, survival depends almost entirely on supportive care. That means artificial respiration and keeping the victim alive until the toxin wears off. Because tetrodotoxin doesn't break down your organs or blood, it just shuts down your nerves temporarily. If doctors or rescuers can keep oxygen flowing with CPR or a ventilator, the person can make a full recovery once the toxin eventually clears from the body, usually within 24 hours. But without that support, the odds are grim. Let's put this in context with other venomous creatures. A king cobra bite is terrifying, but there are antivenoms available and you usually feel the pain right away. A box jellyfish sting can kill, but again you feel the excruciating pain immediately and you know you're in trouble. With the blue-ringed octopus, it's silent, painless, sneaky. It's like nature's equivalent of a stealth assassin. Now here's something fascinating. Tetrodotoxin is not actually produced by the octopus itself. Instead, it comes from symbiotic bacteria living inside the octopus's salivary glands. Yep, this tiny creature is basically farming bacteria to create one of the deadliest toxins in the world. This is also why pufferfish have tetrodotoxin. It's the bacteria that do the dirty work. So technically, the blue-ringed octopus is outsourcing its venom production. Clever little guy. So, you might be wondering, with a creature this venomous, how many people actually die from it? Surprisingly, not as many as you'd think. Documented deaths are rare, only a handful have been recorded over the decades. Partly because blue-ringed octopuses are shy, partly because bites don't happen every day, and partly because good medical care can save victims if help is nearby. Now let's get into the real question. Why hasn't science created an antivenom yet? You'd think with something this dangerous, we'd have a cure. The issue is partly because bites are so rare. Antivenom research usually requires both demand and funding. With snakes, for example, thousands of bites occur every year, so antivenoms are a global priority. With the blue-ringed octopus, cases are far less common, and most happen in coastal areas with hospitals nearby. That doesn't make it less dangerous. It just means the pharmaceutical world hasn't invested heavily in creating a specific antidote. But scientists are studying tetrodotoxin closely, not just for treating bites, but because it actually has potential medical uses. Sounds ironic, right? The same toxin that can kill you might one day save you. Researchers are looking into whether it can be used in tiny, controlled doses as a powerful painkiller, especially for cancer patients or people with chronic pain. Some studies also suggest it could be useful in treating withdrawal symptoms in drug addiction. So, once again, nature shows us that what looks like pure danger might also hold the key to healing. Let's shift gears a little and talk about the octopus itself, because while we focus on its venom, the blue-ringed octopus is also a fascinating animal. Like other octopuses, it's incredibly intelligent. They can solve puzzles, squeeze through impossibly tiny gaps, and camouflage themselves with astonishing skill. Their ability to flash those bright blue rings is due to special cells in their skin called iridophores, which reflect light in different ways. And here's something else. They're not long-lived creatures. Most blue-ringed octopuses only live about 2 years. 2 years. They spend most of that time hunting small prey like crabs and shrimp, which they paralyze with their venom before sucking out the soft parts. Yes, that's right. They slurp their food like soup. Not the most glamorous way to eat, but hey, it works. Now, let's talk survival. What should you do if you ever encounter one of these guys? Rule number 1, don't touch it. Admire from a distance, take your photo, and move on. If someone is bitten, the immediate first aid is pressure immobilization and artificial respiration. Keep the victim still, call emergency services, and if they stop breathing, perform CPR until help arrives. Remember, the goal is to keep oxygen flowing until the toxin wears off. It's not about neutralizing the toxin, it's about buying time. So how venomous is the blue-ringed octopus? The answer is unbelievably venomous. Pound for pound, it's one of the deadliest creatures on Earth. Yet it's also one of the most beautiful. A reminder that in nature, danger and beauty often come wrapped in the same package. At the end of the day, the blue-ringed octopus is not out to get us. It doesn't hunt humans. It doesn't swim around plotting to take us down. It just wants to be left alone in its tide pool, munching on crabs and living its short, quiet life. But if provoked or handled carelessly, it has the power to end a life faster than almost any creature on the planet. So next time you're walking along the beach in Australia or Southeast Asia, and you see a tiny creature with flashing blue rings, remember this. Admire it, respect it, and for the love of all things, don't pick it up. Because that little golf ball-sized wonder could be carrying the deadliest no-cure venom you'll ever meet. And that's the incredible, terrifying, and awe-inspiring truth about the blue-ringed octopus.